The following pre-recorded video was on behalf of Andy Pollock for Mayor 2021 Exploratory Bid Committee. Good afternoon. I'm here to make remarks regarding the one-year anniversary of when the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic. I'm also going to be giving remarks this afternoon about what I would like to do as mayor to lead our economic comeback. First things first, as you are aware, today is March 11th, 2021. A year ago, we were in very different circumstances. I would have never thought a year ago, the last time me stepping into work for a whole year. Sadly, that has been the reality for 365 long, painful, excruciating days. It has been really, really long for so many people who have been furloughed, like me, or have been laid off, terminated. Some jobs may never come back again. And we've seen the reality of that in this whole entire year. Just alone in New York City, we've lost almost 50,000 people in the 5 boroughs combined. 50,000. We didn't have to lose so much in an entire year. And in my personal trials and tribulations, I lost the concierge at work, Long Island Jewish, the first guy that greets you when you're going into the building. He didn't have to be lost. Just like how a friend of mine, she didn't need to lose her uncle in New Jersey. Another friend of mine, he didn't need to lose his grandfather in Long Island. No. The United States has lost 500,000 people. This is the worst crisis we have ever faced. This crisis has taken more lives than 9/11 and World War II combined. Didn't have to be this way. Didn't ever have to be this way. We had a federal government who just didn't want to be involved. And because of that, that's why we have been in this sad, depressing, agonizing, tough situation now for 365 days. We had all thought that maybe this was just going to be brief, that this was going to last a month or two. Then it became 3. Then it became 4. Then it became 5, 6, 9. And yet, need I go on? And not just fatalities. We've lost so many good New Yorkers who have left our city. They have gone to different parts of the country in the past year because businesses were forced to shut down and people couldn't take it anymore. Didn't have to be that way either. Never had to be that way. I am heartbroken as a lifelong New York City resident to see my city go down like this. Would you have ever imagined Midtown Manhattan being so desolate and so discreet? Not even one person walking? It was like that last year. And right now, we are not being a pro-business friendly city. We are not at any cost. Before I get to my plan to reopen the economy fully, I would like to give a few words about a year ago. I would have never had imagined, once again, going into work and thinking it would be a whole year later. And sadly, it has become this sad reality that I would have never had imagined. I am devastated and heartbroken that I haven't been able to go back. I thought I had everything I needed in life, but that's what happened to me in this whole year. And I know April 26th will come sooner or later, but I have to discuss with you all how I'm going to reopen the economy of New York City. First things first, we have got to give a tax incentive to businesses to come back. Office buildings in Manhattan and Brooklyn, and even parts of Queens, for an example, large office buildings we're all used to knowing and seeing, they shouldn't be empty. A lot of passionate people who love going to the office. And given the circumstances, when this is over, I'm going to offer tax incentives. I want to offer that to anybody who needs it. The city of New York should be helpful in this matter. Property tax rebate should be offered. The first thing, you have a gross margin of average New York City business can make maybe $100,000 to $250,000 a year. You should be getting a tax incentive for large percentage going down in property taxes. I will come up with a full plan down the line on how I want to do this. That's what I want to do. We have to start somewhere. This is the first idea I could come up with. This is what I would like to offer. And I would love to offer family making $50,000 to $75,000 a year. Love to give a family child tax credit for income tax assessment. Love to do that. I want to propose that. I'm going to propose these ideas to the city council. We have got to start becoming a very tax-friendly city. And right now, Bill de Blasio can't even think of these ideas. He doesn't even want to speak to the city council right now. He's just sitting there because he knows his time is up. Come January. And I want to offer more ideas. I'm going to have people help me in the future and how we're going to get these ideas done, how we're going to do so. I want to be given the chance to lead. and I think I have a good opportunity to do so. New York City is a place where, as Frank Sinatra once said, you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. New York should be living up to its creed, should be living up to its motto. We should be moving forward. Excelsior. That's how it should work. But right now, we're not moving forward. We're losing so many businesses. We're losing so many New Yorkers. Businesses should not be leaving the 5 boroughs at all. They should be staying here, where they belong. Long time ago, we used to have Bruce's Bakery in Manhattan. They've gone to Florida. For an example, I would love to help them get a tax incentive to come back to New York City. They should be here. They should be giving us wonderful treats and baked goods. They're in Boca Raton, Florida right now. I am not going to rest until I can figure out how we can save our businesses. They should not be forced to leave us ever again, or even think about this possibility. Imagine if New York City didn't have the Cat's Delicatessen. They've been barely able to survive during this pandemic. Or a small diner in Auburndale called North Shore. They have such a small space, but really good food. The owners have to constantly worry about paying their taxes. You know how hard it is looking at a checkbook, not seeing a good profit, not being able to pay your taxes on property that you own? I want to help. I'm not going to rest. I'm not going to rest on that. So to conclude, if you lost someone during this pandemic, or if you're a business owner who just could barely afford to make ends meet, I want to console you. I want to give a helping hand, literally and figuratively, and I want to be there. And last thing I need to point out. Recently, we've seen a lot of disturbing anti-Asian attacks recently in our city. I am going to prioritize in the first 100 days, if I am given the chance to be your mayor, to fund the New York Police Department Anti-Asian Task Force. Right now, Bill de Blasio has cut funding from the NYPD police budget. And he might be poised to do that again this year. Recently, I had gotten to speak out my concerns with my city councilman, James Gennaro. Sometimes it takes pride and effort to go with party lines. But James is willing to compromise and go in the middle of the aisle when it comes to reasonality. It has become so alarming to see this disturbing trend. I am disgusted by it. I don't ever want to see anybody Asian Chinese, Korean, Japanese getting attacked because of the circumstances we're in right now. It's unacceptable. It should never be tolerated. And right now, Bill de Blasio has yet to condone any of this. This has been going on now for the past couple of weeks. And as I am recording this video, there could be an attack going on right now. This is just unacceptable. In the first 100 days, I'm going to make sure that the anti-Asian task force gets properly funded. Also, in this past year, I would like to thank the first responders, central personnel who have gotten us through this dark and awful year. Sometimes they don't get proper recognition, but I am grateful for them. Doctors, nurses, EMTs, supermarket workers, transit workers, police officers, firefighters. They deserve a lot of recognition in the past year. And as your mayor, I will fully pledge to hold a ticker tape parade. Once this pandemic is over, we will have a ticker tape parade along 5th Avenue to honor the first responders and essential personnel who have gotten us through this dark time. So, with that, I thank you for your time this afternoon. And stay safe. More importantly, be nice to each other.